Hey, what's up you guys? So in this video, I want to give you guys a 9-month update, even though it's long overdue because I'm technically in my 10th month. And I also want to update you guys on what I decided I'm going to do after my contract ends here in the next 2 months. So first, an update. Basically, I don't really have anything new to share. It's basically been a continuation of everything that's been happening for the past 9 months, except me just being more comfortable doing the same things and me just feeling at home and more content, I guess. It feels like home, like I said before. Nothing shocking really happens to me anymore. I mean, the only really shocking thing that's been happening is this whole MERS breakout thing. So basically, if you don't know what MERS is, it stands for the Middle East respiratory disease or something like that. So it's basically um, a sickness that impacts your respiratory system, and it makes you have all these crazy symptoms, and it can even lead to death. It's affected about 130 people in Korea so far, and some of those people, a small number, unfortunately have died. So it's something that a lot of Koreans are freaking out about, and the government's freaking out. And in our schools, we actually have to get our temperature checked 2 times now, the teachers and the students. We get our temperature checked at the beginning of the day as we're going into school, and also during lunchtime. So the reason we do that is because a high temperature or a fever is the first sign of this disease, that you've contracted the disease. So yeah, it's been a lot of controversy and attention focused on this, for good reason. Um, However, I think it has been, I guess, blown out of proportion just a little bit. And as long as we, practice good hygiene and make sure that we get checked right away and isolate ourselves from others if we have any symptoms that is, related to this disease. And, if you do that, everything will be okay. But you know how sometimes things such as this can give everybody a scare. Example, like the Ebola thing and the H1N1 flu, SARS, the swine flu disease. Like, stuff like this happens all the time in every country. So this is just something that's occurring in Korea at this time. And yeah, it's been something that's been impacting my stay here these past few months because yeah, it's been the reason that different events and festivals that I've signed up for have been canceled, which really sucks because the news that I'm giving you today about what I'm going to do after my contract ends is, drumroll please, dun, 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 dun. Alright, so I've actually decided that I'm going to go back to the United States. Um, I really just weighed my pros and cons. It was really a difficult decision for me to make. I was definitely on the fence for quite a while, for probably 1 to 2 months. But I decided that it's best for me to give my master's degree a chance before I give up on it. Because I spent a lot of time, money, and energy getting this degree, so I at least want to work a job in the field and, you know, make certain that, to see if it's for me or if it's not for me, and then base my next decision off of that. And I also, I still have my teaching certificate in ESL, so if I want to do that in the future, that's still an option for me. But, so connecting it back to the whole MERS outbreak, I wanted to spend my last few months in Korea doing different fun activities, events, and exploring the country more and doing a lot of traveling, but um, the government actually doesn't, they recommend you to not do a lot of traveling right now, and they also have been causing a lot of festivals to be canceled. So yeah, it's really putting a damper on everything. And we've also been advised to stay at home whenever possible. So I've just been really low key lately. Haven't been really doing much. And the country just has this weird feeling right now. It's like no one is really living. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you can definitely tell that people are being cautious and are not doing as many activities as they used to do. So that's been impacting me as well. I've just been really laid back, at home most of the time. Um, but I told myself I wasn't going to take a trip to Seoul because of this, but I think I'm just going to do it and take a chance because, I mean, you got to live your life and you can't let stuff like this scare you and stop you from living your life. As long as I practice good hygiene and I'm careful, I think it'll be okay. Um, but anyways, yeah, my feelings about the next step, going back to America. You guys, of course, have been watching the news and hearing about all these tragedies, just like I have. There's been a lot of just inhumane, in like despicable activities happening in America lately. And honestly, even right now, my mood is not really at its best because it's like every time I go on Facebook, a new tragedy has occurred in America, and most of them are against people who look like me. It's like I feel like it's a genocide against black people, and that doesn't really make me feel good about going home. And I already fear for my little brothers' lives who are 17 and 19, and I don't know, it's just really scary, and just the thought of going back to such an unsafe environment is scary. And I used to think that United States was safe because other countries have all this, these other crazy things going on and war happening. Although that is true, a lot of countries are more dangerous than the United States, but a lot of countries are much safer than the United States as well. My time in Korea has definitely taught me that being in Korea was such an eye-opening is such an eye-opening experience, and it's been the first time in my life where I've went a whole year without hearing one gunshot, and a whole year where I can go outside at nighttime without fearing for my safety as a woman. So yeah, it's definitely helped me to understand my own country much better being so far away from my own company. I mean my own country. And that's how I feel right now. I'm not really super excited to go back to America, but I but that's the decision that I'm making as of now. Later on, I may decide to go abroad again, but as of now, I'm going to be spending, that my next several months in the United States. Oh, so something really exciting is that before I go to America, I'm actually planning a solo travel trip, which I'm super stoked about. I've been doing a lot of planning for it, and the more planning I do, the more excited I get because it's going to be phenomenal. So I've always wanted to go to Tokyo. Tokyo is the biggest, most metropolitan city in the whole entire world, and ever since I was really young, I've always just dreamed of visiting Tokyo. So you know, I'm here, I'm very close to Japan, I have to do it. So once my contract ends, or once my summer vacation begins and my last day in Korea gets here, I'm going to first go to Tokyo and spend about 4 days there. And then after Tokyo, I'm actually going to go to Indonesia because that's another place I've really been curious about going. And because of the rainy season in Southeast Asia, Indonesia was the best choice anyway because a lot of the other countries are going through rainy season and having a lot of major flooding. So Indonesia was the best choice as a place to go in Southeast Asia during August, September. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to the capital of Jakarta, spend a few days there, and then I'm actually going to fly over, quick hour flight to the island of Bali and spend some days there. And my accommodation for Bali is insane. It's like the best hotel I've ever stayed in my life. And the thing is, it's so cheap in Bali that it's only like $100 for 4 nights. And it's awesome. I'm going to do some videography there and I'm going to capture some of that. I mean, it's just beautiful. It has this beautiful pool, like this amazing landscape, and they have like a swim up bar, and my accommodations are 5 minutes from the beach, so the Indian Ocean. Like it's gonna be insane. But this is a gift I'm giving to myself because I've saved a lot of money while I've been here, and that's something that I'm really proud of. And I'm gonna have a little fun with it, you know. Like life is too short, so I'm gonna spend some of my money doing this travel trip for myself. It's gonna be like 10 days, and then at the end of August, I'm going to land in the United States and start my journey there. And I definitely want to keep you guys updated with how everything goes. And it's gonna be insane. Like the next few months of my life is going to be so surreal. I'm gonna be hitting up like two different countries and like an island, and just doing things I've never done before and things I've never imagined I would get the opportunity to do in my life. So yeah, I'm really just taken aback by these opportunities that I've been granted, and just thinking about it, it's crazy. But yeah, I definitely want to take you guys on this journey, and my plan right now is to move back to Chicago. So for anybody who's been watching my videos for the whole Chicago lifestyle, I'm definitely going to be updating you guys on how crazy it's going to be getting an apartment when I go back, and like readjusting to American life and readjusting to living in Chicago and all that stuff. Like I want to take you guys on that journey completely. So definitely stay updated. It's going to be a lot of exciting things happening. I don't even know for sure what's going to happen next. Like for the first time in my life, I'm letting things happen, and I'm not trying to be a super control freak about it. Like, let's see where it goes. You know what I mean? I'm just going to grab life by the horns and see where it takes me. I can't sit around worrying and freaking out about not having a plan in action, because you aren't always going to know what's going to happen next in life. Sometimes you just have to take life as it comes, and that's what I'm doing now. I don't have a plan in place on, a job or anything, but I have faith that it's going to happen. I'm smart. I'm a hard worker. I'm going to make it happen. From this point in my life, from up into this point in my life, I've always made things happen. So I'm not going to have any doubts in my mind that, things won't happen for me later. But yeah, it's going to be a crazy ride. Thank you for watching. I hope I updated you guys on everything, and definitely subscribe to stay amidst, my journey coming up soon, the next few months, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.